All right, what's up, Dub Nation? Um, we got Kuminga. I bought the subscription. It's coming up soon. I'm excited about that to see Jonathan. I just need to figure out how to stream this on Twitch for you guys, and I don't know how. So I'm just not good at Twitch at all. Zero knowledge on that practically. I Google around, but I don't really know how to do that. I'm not going to stream it here because of past experiences with YouTube and their algorithm. It's just if they accidentally think you're streaming, then you're shut down for at least 2 weeks, regardless. So I don't even want it to be accidental. But in this case, I would be streaming it non-accidentally. I would actually be doing it, a bad thing. But I'm putting Warriors fans ahead of, broadcast rights here. So I'm going to go to Twitch, where you can stream anything you want. And quite frankly, if our Twitch gets shut down, whatever. So let's see. Oh man. Oh man, we're talking about yeah, I am watching the game, Z. We're talking about free agent stuff already. This is a Kuminga Kuminga Day live stream, and you're slandering Kuminga already, man. Whoever that was. I don't know. I tried to at you, Z. Didn't work. Anyway, we got to move on. Is the game starting it? I just played the other game they got on, and this one just disappeared. Oh, there it is. Maybe I should refresh that screen and then figure out how to do it on Twitch. I gotta be able to watch the game first. Yeah, it's still, isn't it 1:30? It's 1:37. Either they're starting it late, or I'm about to ask for a refund. We can talk free agency in a minute, but I want to be able to make sure that we get to do what we want to do here. Tunisia versus Cameroon happening right now? No, that's fourth quarter. That was at 12. Okay, so maybe Tunisia against Cameroon has to finish first. I don't know. What you got for me? Trade Damien Lee? Guys, trading the 15th man on the squad doesn't move the needle. That's like a Detroit Pistons fans going, trade Isaiah Joe. Guys, why do you do that? Like, you're looking for outrage somewhere. Oh, I'm so outraged that we didn't get GP2. Who should I pick on? Who should I bully? Oh yeah, Damien Lee. He's an easy target, right? That's what you're doing. Don't do that. Come on, don't use social media for that. Anyways, back to the task at hand, which is to get the Kuminga game, and I don't know. I don't know where we're going with this. I can't find it on my app. I can find it up here on the stream. So they're either in the blue. They're either on the blue. Oh man, someone just injured their knee and he was writhing in pain. Someone for Cameroon, I think. You never want to see anyone get injured knee-wise like that. Oh, he's getting up. No. He wanted to get up. Oh man, look at the desire for this guy. He's like, oh, no, I'm getting up. Very Clay-like. But this is fourth quarter over here, and oh gosh, I don't know, man. Are you starting the game yet or not? Where are you? I don't see. I click on the Congo game and it doesn't come up and it says 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. However, we have two games in the fourth quarter. One is on the blue court and one's on the orange court. So I wish I knew which court Kuminga's playing at. That one, it's got to be the blue court because this one has 8 minutes to go. The other one has a minute and a half. So what if I just, they can't be doing this on more than two courts. That's not cost effective. If you're going to run a qualifiers, you're going to use the same court for multiple teams, right? Anyways, what channel? It's on Courtside 1891. But you got to subscribe to it. Is Kuminga playing? Yes. Oh gosh, Muhammad's going crazy on the trades. What trying to get Durant? It's not going to work. It's not going to work. We could go into that later, but our goal here is to watch Kuminga or at least commentate on Kuminga. But we can talk about that. But I owe it to the fans to try and get this Kuminga stream going first. Then maybe at halftime I can answer your comments. So let me come back to that. Let's see. Got to go to TweetDeck and tweet this link out, even though I hate Twitter. Honestly, hate Twitter. Even more so today. I hate Twitter. Let's see. Live commentary. Positivity. FIBA. FIBA World Cup. What's the hashtag? Screw it. FIBA WCQ. Say that 10 times fast. World Cup qualifier. My bad. Let me just tweet this shit out. I'll be with you guys in a second. On Let's Go Warriors YouTube channel. Tweet. Where are we at? Come on, TweetDeck. TweetDeck's a little slow sometimes. Oddly. To tweet crap. I mean, by like 10 milliseconds. I'm picky like that. Then I have to copy this over to our Instagram. And I have to copy the title. Oh, I know where I can get that. Get that from the tweet. Kuminga. I hope this works, man. Copy link. Anything happen on free agency while I was doing the stream? Did I miss anything? Let us know in the comments. Let's refresh and hope that they're showing them warming up or something. Maybe that would be nice. Something wrong with my internet here. Still haven't. Man, you know what would suck? It would suck if that was the one game that I don't have access to for whatever reason. Don't make me send you a refund demand, FIBA, please. Don't make me do that. Um, is that a final? We got a final in Tunisia beat Cameroon. I don't know the standings or whatnot. Don't care. Just want to see Kuminga play, which means they should have the link up by now, you would think. Live. Okay, I'm done with that, and I need to do. It's not live yet. It's 1:45. The time said 12. I mean 1:30, 13:30 military time. That's 1:30. Am I right? 1:45. Huh? What? Yikes! Click. Nothing. Huh? What am I supposed to do here? Refresh. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we got Looney back. That's what the game got canceled. No. Are you serious? Someone show me a tweet confirming this. Game got canceled. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. You know what was cool though? When you look on the the website for the game, it says that it's free. It's free for people in Alexandria, Egypt to walk in. All right, FIBA Twitter. I'm gonna go there. Thank you, Jonathan Chan. FIBA Twitter. Twitter.com FIBA. All right, then we can just transition this into free agent, Looney, everything talk. But I need to find it first. Where is it? 3 hours ago. Uh, hmm. Yeah. How do you have a link to the Twitter? Congo, I don't know, canceled. Search on Congo canceled. Oh man, there's a whole lot of political stuff. Oh no, that's not it. 2019. Let's go to latest tweets. Man, I mean, at least tell us. FIBA.com. FIBA.basketball. Didn't know there was a basketball domain. World Cup. Just go to the website. Let me refresh just in case it's not canceled. Not that I don't believe you. I believe you. I just got to find the official word. Why wouldn't they put canceled right on the stream website? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, do me a favor here. Yeah, nothing. African qualifiers. Why don't I just let me share this screen with you so you can see what I'm doing. Window, start page. History. Let's do recently closed. All windows from last session, which is usually an NBA game. Or in that case, NBA free agency yesterday. We were looking up Serge Ibaka. Do you see? I see this. Oh, you don't see that. Share screen, window, FIBA. Did that work? Is my share working? Oh, there we go. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, they took down I think they took down the chat party thing. You'd think they'd have news about this. Huh. Man, let me check the comments. Sorry, Jonathan, haven't checked. I'll get to all your comments, but It's on FIBA Twitter. I know. I looked up FIBA Twitter. I don't think they have anything. Did I look at the wrong FIBA Twitter? Let's see. Twitter.com FIBA, right? Let's see. Montenegro just won. Oh, that's Europe. Never mind. FIBA retweeted that. Theo, 2 hours ago, Theo Maladon. See, I don't see anything unless they announced it yesterday. I know one thing. Originally, the game was listed at 8 a.m., which I'm glad they moved it to 1:30. But now I don't know. I posted a link. Robert, okay, cool. Inability of Kenya. Oh, thank you, Robert. Man, all right. Well, I'm glad I didn't buy the event pass. I bought the annual pass, which if you're going to watch 4 games, then it's worth the annual pass. And maybe 365 days from now, maybe Kuminga will play again. But anyway, Wanjiku, yeah, it's definitely 1:30 Pacific time because it literally says 13:30 PDT. But anyway, thank you, Robert. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy paste inability of Kenya to reach, and then I'm going to search on this somewhere the same exact FIBA statement 6 hours ago. 6 hours ago. Okay, so I got to go to Twitter and update this. Let's see. Thank you, Robert Bryant. Thank you, Robert. That was key, man. Appreciate ya. Retweet that. And then now I got to do all the little things to now I got to do all the little things to unless you guys want to watch Angola. I'm kidding. We're not going to watch Angola. Now I got to update the title and all that crap. Can I do that from StreamYard, or do I have to? What do I do here? Okay. So we will now transition this live chat to talk about free agency and Looney. Well, I'm glad I never activated Twitch for this. Let me see. Let me go to Facebook first of all, because that's harder for me to update. Oh man, Facebook sucks, man. It's just you can't navigate to the posts. You gotta just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. There it is. No, we are live talking about create live. Why isn't it on my thing? We're on live Facebook. Let's go Warriors, but I don't see it. About more newsfeed. Oh my God, it's so slow. That's newsfeed. That's not my own feed, though. Son of a gun. Home? Must be the home page. I hate Facebook so much. Scroll down. Don't see anything. Create posts. No. Free agency yesterday. It's not up there yet. Screw it. People will just have to be misled. Edit. There we go. Warriors free agency. let me update this. Let's see. Warriors free agency. Looney live chat. Live commentary. We can do a free giveaway still. Live commentary. Kuminga with DR of Kenya canceled by FIBA. I'm sure they're lobbying. They're probably lobbying for a win, a forfeit win. I mean, why wouldn't you? You know, you're the Congo. You're trying to qualify. Yeah, like, come on, FIBA. You got to give us that win, man. I forgot to do hashtag Jonathan Kuminga. Jonathan Kuminga, hashtag NBA. Well, it's not Kuminga, actually. No. So hashtag Stephen Curry, hashtag Kevon Looney. Yesterday, someone told me that when I type, you guys can really hear it. So I apologize for that in advance. Kevon Looney. Save changes. Go to YouTube. Change the title. Oh, Jesus. Yay. Save. I got to change my background. Got to change my background back to my free agency background. See me pivot? I'm pivoting. And then I will get to your many. Uh-oh. Huh. Uh-oh, my screen went blank. Jesus, what's happening? Is it updating the title? Is that why? This is nuts. What's going on? Duplicate tab. Okay. I'm back. This has been a rough morning. Not morning, afternoon. Okay. I think I'm ready. To go. Okay. Let's talk. Let's just go with the first one. KD. Absolutely right. It doesn't make sense for KD to come here. First of all, who would we offer? So let me do this. I'll start doing this in the comments. Yeah, it's a good idea, I think. 24-minute mark. Let's talk about KD. First of all, it doesn't make sense from a long-term perspective for the Warriors, because what you would have to give up is definitely Wiggins to make the salaries match, because KD makes $40 million, so Wiggins would be 30 something. Now you got to add a couple more pieces. Would Brooklyn want Wiseman? Okay, throw him in. But we also want Kuminga. So that or no deal. Literally, that has to be the deal. There's no other way to do it, right? The problem with that is that, okay, yeah, in fact, I heard this discussion going on 95.7. Shout out to Willard, I think his name is. I'm not too familiar. I don't usually do my errands before noon, so I don't listen, but I did today, and he's pretty good. I like it, very positive, and I'm totally on board with what he's saying, which is KD coming here, it doesn't necessarily guarantee us a championship as it did in 2017 and 18. Okay. Like, he's coming off an Achilles from 2 years ago. Yes. But he's still coming off an Achilles and he's over 30. And man, it'd be tough. We would be in contention. Yeah. But it's not a guarantee. Number one, Boston just anteed up. They did a great job getting Brogdon and Gallinari. The problem is maybe you win 1 or 2 championships, but then right after that is a cliff. Like, everyone's getting really old at that point in 2 years from now. And you lost, I just thought of something to make it work. I bet you Brooklyn would go, we want Wiggins, Poole, and Kuminga, but let's say it was just Kuminga and Wiggins. Wiggins has to be in there because that's a 30 million piece to even get you close to KD. It just doesn't make sense long term because there's a cliff. Then you have Clay's coming off the books, Draymond's coming off the books. Year after that, Steph's coming off the books. It's like that blows up the transition. You're supposed to figure out how to transition when you're probably not paying Steph $50 million a year as he's 39 and 40 years old, right? So you have to look at everything. You have to look at immediate future championship caliber, and you have to look at long-term championship caliber. If you don't agree with that, I feel like saying that that's a casual fan's way of looking at it, that you're really stuck in NBA 2K mode where, let's just trade a computer algorithm, a few lines of code for, that represents Kevin Durant and NBA 2K for a few lines of code that, these are human beings. These aren't computer algorithms that you're trading. Like, yeah, it's a great trade in terms of NBA 2K where, maybe you can put in an aging algorithm, but it's just like, it's not going to be like real. It's not real life where shit happens and, long term, and basically passing the torch to the new pillars of the Warriors, which will be Moody, Jordan Poole, Kuminga, Wiseman, most likely, if he stays healthy. And like that passing of the torch, you can't model that. You can't put that on paper, and you can't build a computer algorithm for that. The championship DNA, what Moses and the young guys saw in the locker room, how they interacted, what they saw on the floor, sitting on the bench, and seeing that that's the DNA you need to make a stop. That's the DNA you need to stop a Jason Tatum, to, box out a Robert Williams, which is hard to do, and to make 3 stops in a row, then go in transition, and all of those things. Like, you forget how delicate and intangible that is. And we just started to build that for these young guys, and to bring in KD and wipe all that away and kind of start over on that and just not have a future beyond the next couple 2-3 years. In year 4, KD has 4 years left. 3 to 4 is going to be hairy, not to mention all the drama. Like, I love KD. I love him, but he is a drama magnet because he stays on Twitter. I mean, if I were to sit down with KD, I go, man, I gotta really understand why do you go on Twitter? Because like that's 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 the what if episode of the zombie apocalypse. There is no way you're winning. No way you're winning that war. So the drama that would come with that, the natural drama, not just of KD, but the media covering it and them creating drama out of nothing, which is why KD went on the podcast to say, "Oh yeah, Tim Kawakami, I don't like him," or whatever he said. Like he named Kawakami and he named Monty Poole. Like these are two, I would say, two of the Mount Rushmores of Warriors beat writers that, like, in my opinion, they are pretty damn objective, all things considered, especially Monty Poole. I mean, Kawakami might not seem objective on Twitter, but he actually is. I'm just saying, like, KD felt like, from his shoes, KD felt like the reporters were dividing the team back in 2019. That's why he said what he said. And that is always going to happen with media, the way NBA media is. That's how it works. That's what pays the bills. You look at Stephen A., you look at Skip Bayless, you look at Nick Wright, those guys are paid a ton of money to just, Kendrick Perkins, to just spew off things. I mean, how many TV shows on ESPN and Fox are designed to give you X's and O's and straight up information and sources and things like that? Like 10%, like 90% of it is entertainment to, like, oh yeah, he's, KD's a bad guy, or this guy's a bad guy, or Draymond's a bad, just to basically talk shit about people and to create this soap opera. And they get paid millions and you guys eat it up. I'm trying to teach you not to eat that up. Like, I don't even watch TV shows. I watch a couple. Like, I got to do Disney plus Marvel. I got to keep up with that. That's like, you almost kind of, that's almost informational along with entertainment. It's like you got to keep up with, oh, this came from the comics and that didn't, and they changed this. Are they going to, do that? So that, I actually like to model Let's Go Warriors against some of the YouTube channels that focus on the MCU and all of the comic book based series that has all this canon and lore, which I find fascinating. It's part of American history, but I digress. Just be careful of that. Like, other than that, I really don't watch a whole lot of like entertainment. I watch a lot of YouTube to learn. And that's what Let's Go Warriors is here to do, is to try and teach you something today, and to be a little bit more objective, if anything, to be positive, to look at things from a positive angle, maybe from the player's shoes, from KD's shoes. You're just not going to escape the media frenzy. So that's very, very long-winded diatribe on why KD would not be a good fit back in Golden State. Mostly it's the roster now and the roster 4 years from now. But despite that, I love KD, man. I love him, and one of the greatest players of all time. And we should all be grateful for 6 years ago when he basically healed our wounds. And I said this yesterday, Draymond's absolutely correct. I think the Cavs kind of had our number. The psychology of coming back from after blowing a 3-1 lead. I mean, that's like the second worst possible thing that could happen to you. The worst being blowing a 3-0 lead. Blowing a 3-1 lead, that's like the second worst possible outcome of the finals. And you're supposed to go back to the finals, face the Cavs again. You're going to have that doubt. It's just basketball. And there's no, I can't pinpoint analytics for you to prove my point. I can't, you just have to play basketball, have to play in tournaments, have to play in leagues to understand that psychology of on-court basketball, where you have their number. And the flip side is we had Boston's number by game 4. Andre will say game 3. I'm going to say game 4. I got to catch up to Andre's podcast when he said that. I think it was with, I don't know, but there's not that many podcasts. In fact, Clay's on Andre's podcast today. Maybe it's out already. It's supposed to come out today. So go check that out. Free plug. I don't get paid by Andre for that. And it's just that's the beauty of the 7-game final series, or in my case, rec league basketball tournaments, tournament style, not leagues, tournaments, where it's like one and done semifinals, but you've seen this team before. Like, at the tournament 2 months ago, you saw this team at a different tournament. So it's kind of like that. And we should all remember that Kevin Durant, it's almost like, I don't want to say saved the franchise, but he sure turned a lot of hurt into a lot of joy. I'll say that much. Okay, done with KD. Next topic. Uh-oh, we got a little argument here. Clippers got to be healthy. Yeah. So the NBA is beautiful in terms of like, what do you have on paper versus what actually happens? That's one of the things that makes the NBA the best sport on the earth. Uh-oh. What are we talking about? Oh gosh, sorry I'm not there for you. Vitor is one of my guys. He's, if anything, I haven't looked at the comments all that much, but if anything, Vitor has a positive outlook on the Warriors, and I really do hope that Steve, Bob, Joe, and Steph, and Draymond, and Clay, the whole cast of characters should have earned your positivity. That's how we run things at Let's Go Warriors. We come in the door and we're appreciative of rooting for the team that we root for. We really are. Like, Steve to me is a genius. Bob to me is an incredible, negotiator, as is Joe. It's just, somehow they got Looney at less than 10 million a year. And we can argue about GP2 and Otto and Belly, but at the end of the day, these guys are at the top of what they do. All of them I just mentioned, they're just the top 1% of 1%. I just saw Top Gun Maverick, tremendous movie, tremendous. So it's like that. We have the Top Gun pilots already at Golden State. And when you lose sight of that, then you go off the rails and you start criticizing everybody. And quite frankly, it's unfair. So there, I hope I backed up Vitor as well as I could right there. Uh-oh. So it's probably Jim Allen said something. Oh, gosh. What'd you say, Jim? Oh, what it do, Big Lou? My boy, you won the giveaway yesterday. What it do, Big Dog Lou? How do I tag you, man? I don't know how to tag your Puerto Rican flag, I think it was. People were saying. I guessed it right. FYI. There it is. I tagged you someone. Hey, please email me. You won yesterday's giveaway when you left. Okay. I don't know if these Dubs fans are mad. I wish for a place where you didn't have to come here and be mad. I wanted to create an environment for the Warriors, because social media is so negative, where you could come here and actually not be mad and praise the team, like, and feel comfortable praising the team. And that's, it's like a refuge. We're a refugee camp. We're a refugee camp for Warriors fans because it's carnage out there. Share screen window. This is our list of positive comments today. Some of it's not positive, obviously. Only a positive comment will win the giveaway. Sorry. What should we? Let me put TweetDeck over here, just so you can see free agent stuff happening. What did Jim Allen say? And I'm not gonna throw anybody under the bus. Okay, so I'm guessing Jim was upset GP2 left. I don't know. Sorry. I'm just like, whoops. Here you're saying GP2 is the one guy. Well, it's funny because I was listening to 95.7 and while doing an errand before this, and Matt Steinmetz goes, I can get with that. And I'm sitting here going, no. I know it looks like a close call. You want Looney. Because of the position he plays. And I hate to do comparisons because comparison is the thief of joy, especially when we're comparing a center with this 3-4 and a first team all defense type guy in Gary Payton. Don't get me wrong, but Looney's harder to replace. He really is, because GP2 you can sort of replace. Okay, Moody and GP is slightly different, but look, Moody. I mean, you got to agree with me at least on this. He's at his ceiling's got to be at least 85% of GP, right? Come on, at least. Some of us might say 95% offensively, better than GP2 possibly. Maybe different because GP2 hangs around the rim. Moody's a spot up type guy. We're comparing a little bit apples to oranges, but at the same time, I'm just saying, like, Looney, you forget. And then someone on 95.7 goes, actually, let me write this down. 41 minute, let's say 40-minute mark, talking about Looney versus GP2. Unfortunately, we have to do the comparison. Is the thief of joy thing. Do you guys know how difficult it is to set a screen the way Looney sets the screen? That, number one. And then number two, that I just need to bring out that maybe casual fans don't notice. And I know casual fans is a bad word these days, but there's no other. Give me another word for casual fans that's not condescending. I don't want to be condescending. I just want to say that I've been in the game of basketball for a very long time at very competitive levels, but never pro. However, we did have, pro guys come through. And so the ability to evaluate at different levels of basketball, you notice some things are consistent across the game of basketball, and then some things are unique to the NBA, such as Kuminga is a freak of nature. You knew that from the moment you stood next to him. And I know that fans, back when we made the 7th pick, they were criticizing Kuminga, but didn't have the opportunity to literally be in the gym and stand next to the guy. It's like those types of things that I've garnered throughout experience with this game and just the people that I know, because it's a tight community, the basketball community. It really is. But anyway, the way Looney switched and was able to contain a guy like Jason Tatum, you're not getting that anywhere else in the NBA for that price. That and the screen setting that's very particular to Steph and Clay. I mean, we got another bargain. I'm sure the market hurt Looney. Probably no one wanted to pay him $10 million. He is worth $10 million. We didn't pay him $10 million because In my opinion, I wasn't there. Joe probably, and I'm thinking it's more Joe than Bob, because Joe has to wire the 400 million or whatever it is to the NBA. Poor guy. And he's talked about how difficult it is to wire your luxury tax penalty over to the NBA. That's a frightening experience. I get that. But then again, do we know, like, that kind of, all this we're learning more about Chase Center at the end of the day. We're learning about Chase Center, the golden goose, the cash cow. We're seeing what are the limits of Joe Lacob. And I'm thinking Joe held Looney's paper market value against him and said, hey, look, man, Looney, you know, we love each other. You love this organization. We love you. Man, I'm getting railed here. I'm getting railed. I gotta wire a 9-figure sum to the NBA pretty soon. We just lost GP to this, and you can observe it. You can call up GP. We are not going to be able to match 9 million over 3 years, of which the third is a player option. We can't do player options. We just can't. Look at our salary cap table, which you are now a part of long term. We're making everybody match at the same time. So, like, Steph's contract's up at the same time, Clay and Draymond. Like, we can't give Otto Porter a deal that's more than a year. We can't give him a player option. So of course Toronto's one's better. So we're getting railed here on those are just some things that we can't do. So under that circumstance, under that philosophy, it would be a little bit out of pocket for me to just give you a bonus, You are now worth 8 million on the open market. I have to pay you 8 million because I'm getting railed on this other end for realities happening. So I'm not saying Joe's right. I would have liked to see Looney get kind of a thank you bonus of some sort. But then again, there's the discount thing, hometown discount. We could argue about that back and forth all day. I would have liked to see that. Now I got to question my assumption. I always thought Chase Center was a cash cow. Man, just erase mea culpa. Just erase the last year of me saying that. And I'm sorry for the people that I yelled at saying that Chase Center is a cash cow. Apparently it's not. Man. So I guess I was wrong on that. There's limitations. But then again, I get it. I get it because look at the salaries of Joe. What is this? Warriors created more room for the future. Okay, yeah. Look at these salaries here. Where can I go? Spot Track Warriors. Here's Milwaukee. I was looking at Milwaukee. Anyways, let's look at the Warriors. I don't know why I was looking at Milwaukee. I mean, oh wait, this is the wrong one. Hoops Hype has more of a long-term outlook. Hoops Hype Warrior salaries are already some place that I constantly go to. See, they don't have last year's salaries, which makes no sense to me. Like, why would you delete the last year? Whatever. Anyways, if you go to Hoops Hype, which I highly recommend, everybody should go, look at all 30 salary cap tables. So look, so now you have Looney, one, this next year. So Looney, 1, 2, 3. So Looney comes off the books when Steph comes off the books. We're going to have problems starting next year. We're going to have to re-sign Wiggins. I think Wiggins has proven, well, you play like you played in the finals and the Western Conference Finals. That's what you want. That's your guy. End of story. So you try and re-sign Andrew somehow and lock him up for probably 3 years, because look at Steph comes off the books. You that's what you do as a GM. You got to make the salaries lined up. and you gotta give yourselves room to rebuild should you need to rebuild. But the Warriors also have these guys down here on rookie contracts, So hopefully this is the actual handing off of the torch that we talk about, right? So you hand it off to these guys, and then they become the cornerstones up here on the salary cap. All right. So I just went through a lot of detail there. Brunson just got 20 million. Actually, he got 27.5 average, which is a great number for Jordan Poole to write on a piece of paper and hand it to Joe Lacob. Say, look, Brunson's making 27.5. I know it's the Knicks. Okay. But he's making 27.5. So let us start the negotiations, right? Good for JP. Good for him. Every league is always going to have the team that is somewhat desperate. And I think New York has no choice. They have to do what they did. I said this yesterday. So they just have to give a big contract to somebody so that, people will still come watch games at Madison Square Garden. And then you hope one of them hits. You hope he's the next, honestly, Zach LaVine, because when Zach LaVine signed with Chicago, that deal was lampooned. Turned out to be a good deal, and put butts in the seats. It got them, to the playoffs. Of course, they had to do other things. Eventually, get DeMar, blah blah blah, but get a good coach. Sometimes you have to do that, and so just the ecosystem, the ecosphere of the NBA, you're going to have those things that kind of mess up what you thought. Jordan Poole, okay, we thought he was more around 25 million. Maybe now he's more around 30 million, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's relevant. Brunson getting 27.5 million is going to affect JP's extension talks. It just is. Yeah. So Irwin's giving us the summary right there. It's Wiggins or Poole, but it's not Wiggins or Poole, Muhammad. We got to be careful not to just, spew everything out. Just think about, why are we comparing? Again, it was just like, there's nothing out there that says we have to choose between Wiggins and Poole. So that's what I worry about. I had to have a discussion with that with a colleague of mine today, where maybe I didn't put it in the right words, but like what you say, even on social media, it can be misinterpreted. So when you type in it's Wiggins or Poole, I'll put my money on Poole. Somebody out there is going to go, oh my gosh, they're choosing between Wiggins and Poole. Just like, be careful, be mindful of what you say, that it could lead to a little bit of misinformation, so to speak. So there's no choosing between Wiggins and Poole. We don't know yet. One step at a time. I'm sure they have a grand plan, a grand, direction. Joe Lacob's the captain of the ship. Hopefully it's not the Titanic. We know it's not the Titanic, but in any case, he's the captain of the ship, and we're in the ocean, and you just got to steer it sort of the right way for this franchise to go in the next few years. Brunson got 26. Okay. So I'm saying, 27.5 on average, because it's 110 million, right? But we're what do you call it? Splitting hairs. I don't really care what Brunson made. We're just talking about how Brunson's contract affects Poole. But yeah, maybe at some point I'll look that up to get the actual number, so I don't tell you the wrong information. So thanks. This is actually, good informational comment there. But that's why I'm just kind of glossing over the 27.5 million. Sorry about that. Okay. What else? Let me scroll down. Poole can't play D or rebound. Oh my gosh. That's a gross simplification of Poole. Am I going to just spend all day defending my guys. If that's the thesis of today's live stream, I would kindly bow out of that. Poole's defense increased against Boston. It was impressive, actually. You will see, go to my channel. I did a X's and O's. In the X's and O's playlist, I did a breakdown of game 1 against Boston, and I noticed that JP was a sirens went off. He was a liability on defense. He was such a liability, and going into game 1, Steve knew it because we would only play zone when JP was in the game. But that's when we were feeling out Jason Tatum. Thankfully, by game 4, it takes a few marathon games, we've gotten that figured out. And during that process, again, it's about the process. Okay, guys, it's about the process. During that time, Poole got better on defense. You can see it. Like, now he knows what championship defense is required of him. It's on the up and up. I expect his defense to continue to improve. So to simplify it and say, oh, Poole's defense is awful and this and that, I think I'm going to start deleting those comments and just move on, because I feel like whatever I say, you came through the door outraged by something and you just want to throw them under the bus. I'm trying not to do that. Okay, let's do another copy and paste for the giveaway. Man, let's yeah, I gave you my email. What it do, Big Lou? rich@letsgowarriors.com. But I'll put it in one more time. So it was either GP2 or Loon. No. It's kind of not like that. P Dizzle, $4.99. My goodness, P Dizzle. I'm just catching up to the comments. I'm so slow. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do about these. The inability to catch up with your comments. I don't know what to do about that. Man. Oh man, I'm having trouble with the copy and paste. My fault. Give me some time here, and then I will reply back to Big Lou with my email, rich@letsgowarriors.com. There it is. Okay. Let me send you my email now. At Control Command Space, pull up the Puerto Rican flag. I love that. rich@letsgowarriors.com. And now I can copy some ones underneath. Daniel Ricardo is the last comment that I copied. Daniel Ricardo. Man, you guys are commenting like crazy. I appreciate that. Awesome. Is there any news on Poole extension? No. We'll do that later for sure. Not we, Bob and Joe will do that later. We got a few other guys. We got to fill out the roster first. And it can. We don't have information, but maybe JP just wants to wait. I would think not, because Brunson kind of broke the market for shooting guards. Why not take advantage of it now? It's like, so yesterday someone said, no, that was the Knicks. We know it's the Knicks. Let me put this down here. 59 mark JP extension talk. We know it's the Knicks, and I was saying, but no, it's still a comparable. Well, let me give you two more examples. I don't own this house. I rent. But I used to own. If I own this house and tomorrow my next door neighbor sells for 5 million. This house is worth 5 million suddenly. It's based on the comparable, what just happened. And what just happened was Brunson got, as P. Dizzle says, 26 million. So that he's going to use that. Now, if I'm Bob and Joe, I go, the first thing out of my mouth is, yeah, but that was the Knicks. Yeah. In any case, it's a negotiating point. If I'm a startup company and I am Substack.com, which our website is based on, resides on. If I'm Substack and I get, and this really happened, 50 million first round funding from Andreessen Horowitz, something like 50 million, a big number for a first round funding. But that's what Andreessen Horowitz does. I read somewhere. They like to throw down the gauntlet to say, we're making a huge bet on subscription-based journalism. The next subscription-based journalism company, they're going to get a big deal. It may not be 50 million first round, but it's going to be pretty high. Uber and then Lyft. I mean, we could go look it up. I don't think we need to Google it, but I'm sure Lyft got a huge number after Uber got a huge number. It may not have been as big, but it was big, all things said. So that's just a little teaching point on comparables. Next topic. Yep, there you go. I would agree. You don't want to have JP every day go to practice going, man, Jalen makes more than me, man. Wouldn't you be annoyed on a day-to-day basis? Do you think Steve Kerr wants to deal with that? Like, but it happens, and I totally understand it. I'm sure back when things weren't as settled down in the NBA back in the old days, I'm sure there was a lot of jealousy I'm sure there was that. You know, back in the old days when things were askew, maybe there weren't as good NBA agents. Everything was more wild, wild west. Sure, there was rules, but they were wild, wild west compared to these days, CBA rules and this and that and certified agents and blah, blah, blah. General managers. Maybe they didn't even have general managers back in the olden days, right? I'm sure there has to be at least a few stories where, you know, you kind of got just picture Jordan Poole and Jalen Brunson back in a bygone era. Jalen gets 26 million. JP's extension's coming up. JP knows he's better than Brunson. JP just won a championship and was a key factor. Brunson's a starter. He's not. But for whatever reason, you know, just back in the day, he was stuck signing a contract for, you know, whatever. And just every day he would go to practice, probably, you know, have that cloud hanging over him. So I think on the other side of the table, Joe and Bob have to realize that, yeah, we just have to pay him more than Brunson. We just have to. Otherwise, it can be deemed as disrespectful, and then the first domino falls, and then all the other dominoes fall, and then we get criticized in the media for not having at least as good a contract as Brunson, and all these dominoes start to fall. Man, we don't want that. We just got to pay him. Besides, that's what the market is saying. We got no choice. I hope that's what happens. And for me, I'm not being paid to manage Chase Center's finances, Joe Lacob's finances, the Warriors' finances. I don't get paid enough to care, right? If they hired me to do that, which I'm not qualified to do, skill set wise, I hate finance. And I used to work at Price Waterhouse, but I wasn't finance. I was on the venture capital side. Man, I couldn't do spreadsheets. I just couldn't do that. I get it. I know how to read all that and all that, but to build it and to analyze it, ugh. Anyway, I don't care. Like if you, Joe Lacob, walk around with that air of superiority as you should, and you have this unfair competitive advantage, which is Chase Center. You built this masterpiece of an arena, #1 arena in the world. I'm going to assume you can afford these guys. Sorry, but that's what you get for having the arrogance and the ego that actually I'm glad you have, oddly enough. So I'm kind of putting a positive spin on everything. So 103 mark, Lake of Chase is what I talked about. Let's do a drawing. Yeah, Kenya canceled. Too bad. I bet the under. Oh, so Big Lou, thank you for emailing me. It will take a while to sort this all out because my work has continued after the finals. We had a finals, we had a parade, summer league practice. Kuminga's going to play tomorrow, probably, hopefully. I got to report on that. All these things I'm reporting on and covering, basically as a journalist. Although I don't know if you'd call me I'm a quasi journalist because I'm trying to get really tight with you guys. So I don't know. I don't really have a title, but I'm working like crazy. So it's I'll be busy until probably the end of July. Therefore, email me so I have you in there. But also, oops. But also send me actually I'll email you back right now if you email me already. But yeah, there you are. Okay. Cool. You put the word giveaway in there already. Awesome. That's how I'm going to search you to come back. But give me the rest of the month, please. And then after that, the winners, the giveaway winners after that are going to be, look in the description. Try and pick. We have 2 Google Drive links where you can try and, pick a prize. But I haven't gotten back to that. So there's like 12 people ahead of you that need to pick their prize, but just have it in mind. And Big Lou, just have it in mind. Oh, I already put you down as a winner yesterday. Yes, sir. We got one today too, though. Give me till the end of July to figure that out, and then all the rest of the winners after that. Once I figure out how to streamline this process, man, all the rest of the giveaway winners after that are going to be in, they're going to be the beneficiaries of sort of our process. So it takes a while to get there. Oh, James Nguyen. Wow, what a statement. Wow. He's looking in the distant crystal ball there. Wow, what a statement. What a statement. But what's on the side of that statement is that the NBA is trending, keeps trending, keeps trending. More and more threes, more and more threes, more and more threes. And Joaquin, did you email me? Because like I said, Joaquin, pretty sure you're on this list. Joaquin, yep. You won on March 17th, 18th, or 19th. I have you in here. One of those days. You can email me again. No problem. It's just crazy. It's just crazy right now. End of July. And if it's not end of July, then something happened. And I don't think I'm doing anything between the end of Summer League and the end of July. That should be my number one thing. One of my number one things is to streamline the giveaway process and get you guys all the giveaways that are really promised on Google Drive. Again, you go look at that description, those Google Drive things. I don't want those. I don't want the bobbleheads. I don't want the Anta shoes. I don't want the t-shirt, whatever it may be. The kayak clay bobblehead. It's sitting here in a box and it's taking up space, and I'm not a collector. I just don't collect. I run Let's Go Warriors. I watch basketball. I do family stuff, and all the other stuff in life. One of the things I don't do is I don't accumulate a lot of swag. I just don't. I'm not a sneakerhead, so I'm at a point in my life where I redirect all my resources to things that I feel like have a purpose. And I feel like that these giveaways have a purpose to make you happier, to reinforce your love of the team. That's not to say I'm not here to throw the average human being under the bus who likes to collect stuff. There's nothing wrong with liking to collect stuff. I'm just a different animal. So, but really, I really mean it. Like, I don't want any of the stuff that's on my Google Drive that you can see there. So I need to get that to you guys. Like, I need to do that. It's just a matter of when, because I'm a little busy. Next week I'll be in Tahoe. It's part vacation, part covering Steph Curry. And the truth of it, I'll probably end up working a lot next week. And I really shouldn't. I really should just go as a fan and just wander around the golf course. But I'm going to want to share my joy of live streaming Steph teeing off on the first hole. I just can't help it. So I'll end up working again. So the rest of my July is until the end of Vegas Summer League. I really can't do anything about the giveaways, but I promise you it's on the radar. All right, long-winded way of saying all that again. Appreciate you, Big Lou. I love the enthusiasm. Jim Allen. I got no problem with Jim. What you got? Focusing heavily on threes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. I believe that. I'll bet you got some analytics on that. But when James made that sort of declaration that JP could be the all-time three-point, it's not. I'm not going to dismiss that as craziness. I actually think he might have a chance. I don't know. I haven't looked at the numbers. The fact is that Steph came into the league in an era when it was not pace and space. So he already lost. Technically, Steph already lost a few years of crazy three-point attempts, even though he himself is crazy. It's just the era. He came in a different era, so he kind of lost a couple years. So I do think JP has a chance because it's a different era. Maybe they'll have a 4-point ball, a 4-point line 10 years from now, and Poole can benefit from that. But then the next Jordan Poole or Steph that gets to have their career start with a 4-point line will then break records. I'm talking crazy here, but I'm trying to explain why I actually liked James Nguyen's comment. Lou friggin' Dort. I love Lou friggin' Dort. Yeah, that's the thing about the NBA. That's the thing. That's why AAU basketball is nuts, because they're handing out money. They're handing out bags. Wiggins and Poole were absolutely correct in the locker room, popping bottles and wearing the goggles. They're getting bags. If not from the Warriors, they're getting it from somewhere. Everyone that does what GP2 does gets a bag. And that filters down to the AAU. And it creates a culture that, keeps getting a little skewed toward the haves and have-nots. And whatever's happening in AAU right now, that's a terrible thing that's happening. is probably because of this. And then you have broadcast rights, and we could go on and on. I could write a PhD thesis about this kind of stuff, but it's kind of fun to revisit every now and then how crazy NBA media is, and I can't complain. I mean, you guys wouldn't be here without these crazy numbers being tossed around. So I'm a beneficiary too. But like everything in life, there's also an ugly underbelly. And so I'm grateful to you, but sometimes I will also criticize you. I want positivity, but sometimes I will demand it. So there's that balance. Star Wars, George Lucas, that balance of the light and the dark. Actually, come to think of it, George Lucas is a genius. For him to start Star Wars and to really ingrain the light side and the dark side of everything, it's absolutely true. For him to make that, part of, popular culture, it helps us, I mean, it is a philosophy, a way of viewing life, but I think it's a simple analogy that people can understand quickly, and so we want to focus on the light side here, but it all ain't always pretty, as all the offshoot series are going into about the Jedi. But I went on a tangent there. Do I collect hats? I only collect hats because my hair is really thin, and I am losing hair. Not a whole lot, but I hope I don't lose as much hair as my dad did. But anyway, my hair is so thin, I can't really do a hairstyle. This is the honest truth. But I like it short because I used to play basketball and it's more comfortable that way. Therefore, the only way to go is with these hats. And if I'm going to be wearing hats every single day of my life until I die, which I will do unless I go bald, in which case, no, even then I would wear hats. I got to have different hats. And therefore, if I have different hats, I got to find cool Warriors related ones. I thought in the beginning I wouldn't do any Warriors logo ones because that's a bad look. As a journalist with the credential, you're sort of not supposed to do that. However, I do look for ones that are kind of cool, like this one, that don't overtly say I'm a Warriors fan. So yeah. And then I got the Vibes ones. I found Vibes. That was cool. I don't smoke marijuana at all because it doesn't do anything for me, honestly. And I'm pretty happy all day that I don't need to be, I don't need to have a blunt, I guess. I don't need to be blunted. But that Vibes, I only bring that up because Vibes is a paper rolling company, but I thought it was so appropriate for what we do here. And they had a Warriors colored one and they had a Raiders colored one. Man, I'm going off on tangents. I like the Raiders and I like the Niners. I'm one of those casuals for NFL. Anyways, did you talk about Gobert trade? No, but Utah needed to split off from Gobert. Minnesota, man, Cat gets to face up all the time now, and Gobert's going to have his own type of gravity. Good for Cat. Good for you. And you know what's cool? Little insidery thing, which I'm rewarding you now for being on this live chat. The guy that runs Cat's multimedia, everybody has a guy. Jordan Poole has Jordan Jimenez. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Almost everybody has a guy. Even what's his name? I forgot his name, but one of our previous centers that we had in 2020. Why can't I remember the name? Tall center, we wanted him to replace JaVale, didn't work out. He has a multimedia guy. Everybody has a multimedia guy. D'Angelo Russell. You just got to have a multimedia guy now if you're a brand. Cat's multimedia guy is a Filipino guy from the Bay Area, Chucky Anthony. And a lot of people inside the NBA really know him well. Anyways, I couldn't be happier for Chucky. Like I think Gobert, that it's gonna I don't think actually Gobert changes Minnesota's offense that much, but it does suck in some of the defenders that'll make it easier for Cat to go off and for Anthony Edwards. I think it's a good trade, but I go into every trade usually with a positive state of mind. I kind of go, oh, that looks good because XYZ. I don't do the Twitter thing where that looks bad because of ABC. I don't do that. So I think it's good. Go ahead and tell me if you think it's bad. It's all good. Marquise Chris. I think he's with Dallas, right? Let's look it up. I think he's signed with Dallas Mavericks. Oh, he's a free agent. I don't see him on here. You're right. My fault. Well, we signed Looney, so we don't need any of these guys, right? Willie Cauley-Stein, thank you, Vitor. He has a multimedia guy, but he can. I mean, when you make NBA money, even at the veterans minimum level, you automatically have money. Like that's why people dissing Chioza. He went on Instagram and he's like, "I'm gonna be all right, guys. I love the Warriors organization, but I hate it when you guys come on here and make things personal on fake Warriors pages." That's my page. I'm pretty sure Chioza knows we're not fake. That's my whole goal is to make sure people know that. Let's go Warriors, and you guys make sure they know we're not fake at all. In fact, we're the ones that actually root for you guys and will never throw you under the bus. But anyways, they would get on Chioza for, they would bully Chioza because he's easily bullyable on social media. Dude, Chioza's doing fine, man. So is Willie Cauley-Stein. Like, these guys are sophisticated now. More often than not, they're not going to do a Antoine Walker and blow all their money. If they do a good job of saving their money and stuff, they're driving around in they're driving around in just luxury vehicles. Kuminga has a Lamborghini Urus. We talked about that with Anthony one time on a live stream, and you think about it. Yeah, he can afford that easily. Even this was before he signed the contract. This was, he's getting AAU money and he's getting G League Ignite money. Dude, you can afford a Lamborghini at that point, like easily. You can afford a house on top of that. People you buy from will give you the discount price, A, and B, you get to leverage your future earnings. They know you're going to be potentially 9-figure human being. They want your business. They want your future business. You're going to get that Lamborghini Urus at a huge, huge, huge discount. It's good to be in the NBA. That's one of the themes of today. All right, the Damien Lee slander. I just why? Again, why do we care about the 15th man? Like, why do you hate him so much? And again, I want to challenge you to have a more positive mindset, even though YouTube is a social media app. I'm sure on Twitter right now, everyone's outraged about Damien Lee. Everyone's transferring their negative energy about GP2 not coming back and Otto not coming back to Damien Lee. Oddly enough, nobody's mad about Belly not coming back. Do you see a pattern? It's just like, what's trendy to be outraged about? And these apps enable you to feed on that negative feeling. Damien Lee, again, I'll say this every single live stream since the whole year started. You guys, most of you guys are with me. Damien Lee is a bargain. He hit a game winner against Chicago. You forget that? He does his job on defense. He is a skinny 6'5", unathletic guy, but he can have a good game from the three-point land once every 4 games. He can have an excellent team defense game plan execution type game. His last game was not. He did not execute the game plan and had a terrible game at home, at which point he was replaced by Moody against Memphis. So he did pay the price. But that's what 15th guys do. Why do you expect the 15th guy to always play like the 8th guy? Why should Damien Lee be held to the standard of Moses Moody by you guys? No. Like, do you see Detroit Pistons fans saying, "Oh, we got to trade Isaiah Joe"? Why do I always pick on Isaiah Joe? Because I hope that me using him as an example probably won't bite me in the ass. Like, maybe I'll accidentally meet Isaiah Joe one of these days. I'm just giving you a real world example of the Detroit Pistons version of Damien Lee. Isaiah Joe, you've never heard of him. In fact, you probably can't name another 15th player that's off of any of the other 28 teams that remain to be talked about. Did you know that guy Hauser on the Celtics? Never heard of him. I heard of him because I was following Celtics beat writers and they happened to do an interview with Hauser. It's like Damien Lee way outplayed Hauser. He way outplayed Isaiah Joe and fill in any 14th or 15th guy in the league. Damien Lee has outplayed his non-guaranteed contract, and you get the built-in loyalty with Steph, which brings you built-in attitude of doing whatever Steve says whenever he needs it. You need to go in for a minute. Yes, sir. I'm going to go in for a minute, execute the game plan, come right out, never complain. Always be grateful I'm here. Damien Lee is the shining example of a 15th player. So, Tribaleros, I didn't mean to throw you under the bus, but I completely obliterated your thesis of Damien Lee as a terrible player. We're done with that. 125 Damien talk. Mohammed, if you hate Damien, this forum really isn't for you, because I want everyone on this forum to understand why Damien is actually great for a 15th guy. He's great for a 15th guy. You don't want to trade Damien. You want Damien to accept an unguaranteed contract for this coming year, even though that might even be disrespectful to him. You want him to come back, but we might not have a spot for him, which is okay. Then that solves your problem. Your little hatred of Damien goes away. But it's just funny to me that you would go to social media to obliterate Damien for like no reason. Why are you doing that? Because A, you don't understand the dynamics, which I just told you, where I'm just like Steph says, I'm what do you call it? I'm flipping it on its head. I'm flipping it on its head. Everybody hates Damien. Trade Damien. No, we want to keep Damien, but we might not be able to. Here are the reasons why we want to keep Damien. He's cheap. He doesn't complain, etc. Check. Oh my gosh, you guys. I need to teach you guys that so that you're not misinformed on social media. And I need to teach you guys that social media apps invite you, reward you to throw people under the bus. And that's a sad state of America. It's a sad state of the world. I don't know what else to say on that. And Damien Lee is a very good example of that. Now, does that make you a bad person? There you go again, lame. I mean, you're calling me lame. You're the one that commented, trade Damien Lee. Like, what? I'm supposed to? What am I supposed to gather from that? I got to assume you want to throw him under the bus. But now you're calling me lame. It tells me that you came here with negative energy. You just did. I'm asking you to flip that switch and not have negative energy. It doesn't make you a bad person. Maybe it felt that way. For that, I apologize. Maybe I'll think about that next time. But don't take it personal. It's just that you came here, you said something about Damien, you probably had negative energy, and I used it as an example. So doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means you happen to come here with negative energy, and I happen to use that as an example of what not to do, hopefully, when you come on here. And I'm sure only probably 10-15% of the people watching me right now probably disagree with me and probably, laughing at me and, whatever they're doing. It's all good. If I got out to 85% of you, that's good. Bruce is here. That's why we have guys like Bruce as blue wrenches, man. And Vitor. Wait, Vitor, are you a blue wrench? I'm pretty sure Vitor's a blue wrench. If not, I should make him a blue wrench now. All right, I make him Vitor, you're a blue wrench. Just remember not to swear so much. Vitor has his Achilles heel is that he'll type in a swear word every now and then. But the good that Vitor brings, I feel I'm making that decision right now. I feel outweighs that stuff. And he'll work on that. And I will work on my things that I will work on not making people like Triboleros come on here feel like I attacked them. I got to work on that. I really do. Because I was fighting negative energy with negative energy to a degree. Can I do it 100% positive like a pastor? Man, that's going to be tough. I'm not a pastor. Never been trained as one. I'm going to try, but sometimes very difficult to do. So thank you all for your comments. But man, I had to go long. I had to go long and defend Damien. He deserves it, man. Plus, he's a really good guy. Okay. Welcome back, Looney. Let's talk free agents. Sure. What do you want to talk? Let's do another. You know what? Let's go ahead and Pat Bev went to Utah. Oh yeah. What free agents you want to talk about? I'm doing this all caps just so I can see it better when I do the copy and paste. Normally Bruce and Vitor are going to get on you for doing all caps, okay? So don't do the all caps thing that I just did. Sometimes I do that. I'll set a bad example. Okay. Man, cool stuff. Copy and paste. Let's get there. Oh yeah, so Big Lou, be careful with your all caps because sometimes people think like you're yelling too much or you want to dominate the conversation too much. It's not personal. It's just what happens when you use all caps. It's probably a cultural thing. So just be careful with that. Although you definitely sound like a, future blue wrencher. We got to have you on more and more. Like Bruce and Vitor, they've been on every single live stream in a while. Okay, any rumors? What? Oh, okay. So thanks for just commenting and trying to get my attention. I apologize for not doing that. One guy I'll call it my brain trust is looking at is TJ Warren as an auto-like reclamation project. TJ Warren. People. TJ Warren. Thanks, Lou. Lou, just don't do the all caps. Careful. Well, we're not going to penalize you or anything. Just friendly request. Before we talk about TJ Warren, which will have to be an Otto Porter-like situation, reclamation project, and we got to pray. We got to pray in certain religions and speak to the universe in other religions or philosophies, but we got to hope that the stars align that TJ Warren isn't offered any awesome contracts coming up. But TJ Warren at 6'8", ooh, reclamation project. That would be fun, man. That would be fun. So that's what we're kind of hoping for. Also thinking that some of the other veteran minimums, vet min wings. I put this on my website, but there's TLC, Daniel House already got taken, but we have possibly Timothée Lawuwu Cabarro as a veteran minimum type, like truly veteran minimum, not reclamation. Like he's worth veteran minimum. Maybe a tiny reclamation. Like he has potential to do better than that. And Derek Jones is kind of a reclamation type project. But man, I'm like giddy about TJ Warren suddenly. But that's what NBA free agency and the draft kind of does to the human body, to the soul. It gets you like fall in love with a guy, you know? So that's my fall in love with guy. But if that doesn't happen, I'm not married to it. I'm not going to blame Bob or Joe. So, all right. So now you're saying Kent Bazemore. Kent Bazemore, my sources told me back in August of 2021, my sources, pretty solid source on this one actually, said that Bazemore had an issue with Steve Kerr. Maybe times change. Maybe let's see, 133 mark. No, 136 mark Baze talk. Maybe times change, and maybe Bazemore would be okay with playing for Steve Kerr now. So that's step one. He has to be okay with playing for Steve Kerr after not being okay with playing for Steve Kerr. That's number one. But the more glaring issue, number 2 and 3, is that he fouls too much, a little too aggressive. I mean, I guess it would be okay in the playoffs. Like suddenly him fouling too much would be more tolerated by refs in the playoffs, but it is a bad habit. A bad habit is a bad habit. 3, he does not knock down that corner 3 often enough, and we saw it firsthand when he was on our team. And the last thing is, well, he had issues with Steve Kerr, so he might have that itch to play a lot of minutes, which is why he left for the Lakers. Just X's and O's wise, I guess that's my concerns. Is he fouls too much and he doesn't hit the corner 3 enough. Other than that, pretty solid. But those are 2 very glaring issues in our system, I would say. I wouldn't say that he's not a high. I guess you could say that's not high IQ. I guess you could say that. I don't know if Bazemore wants to come back. Just people have been bringing him up left and right, Bazemore. But okay. Oh, Dante, they're 2 for 2, Pororo. Well, you said let's talk about people. You don't like someone doesn't like TJ Warren. Okay. I haven't really researched it all that much. I don't know that it's worth my time to research it all that much, but Gabe got me excited about TJ Warren. Tell us in the comments, Chris, why not TJ Warren? But anyways, Dante was another guy that we talked about. I want to call it brain trust. So I kind of had this brain trust of people on our Discord server. And I used to open up the Discord server to more people, but I've come to the conclusion that there's only so much you can do on Discord, and I use it as my workflow. Like I will type in quotes while an interview is happening. on my Discord only for me. It's just I could do it on Twitter on a private account maybe, but I don't. I like Discord the way it is. I just use Discord. And so I used to have a Discord that kind of for Warriors fans, for you guys, but I don't want to do that anymore. It gets a little crazy. It gets a little crazy if someone goes on a tangent on there. So I want to keep it really tight. But our brain trust, one of the guys we came up with was Dante DiVincenzo. Butchered the name, DDV, Dante. So what do you guys think? Ooh, get Gasol? Oh gosh. But see, the blueprint last year was we won a championship with our center depth at Draymond, Belly, Kuminga sometimes, and Wiseman, but Wiseman didn't play. So Looney, Draymond, Belly, once in a blue moon, Kuminga, and Wiseman didn't play. Now we get Wiseman back. So those are our guys that can play center. So it would be difficult to use up another spot to get a Gasol, to get a Boogie Cousins. I think I'd want Boogie Cousins more than Gasol, but I don't think there's room for that. The blueprint was set. We won a championship without Boogie and without Gasol. Why do you want to suddenly waste not waste? I mean, you're using up a roster spot for that. Jeremy Lin, I just, I just got to go with he didn't get a contract out of the bubble. There must be something that they saw. You know what? I think it's that the NBA is really getting younger. I mean, Jeremy Lin would have to play like an all-star against a guy like Ryan Rollins, for example, who's 19. Jeremy Lin would have to knock my socks off against play 5-on-5. Jeremy Lin versus Ryan Rollins. Do we really think he's going to blow Ryan Rollins' socks off? Because if not, then why would I pick an over 30-year-old guy in place of a 19-year-old that maybe can also develop a jumper the exact same way Jeremy Lin developed a jumper. Sometimes I think either I talk too much and I just slur my words, or I think I might have long COVID or something. Like, man, my battle with COVID was tough. Anyways, so I don't know about Jeremy. It's just too old. But that would be the only knock. It's not only that that's basically it. He's too old for the modern NBA, where you can invest in a guy and maybe he'll become the next, Jordan Poole type. You never know. How can anyone defend Damien Lee? But I just did. I just defended him. Are you coming on here with negativity, JJ? Welcome, JJ. Okay. I love Boogie though, man. I gotta admit, I love Boogie. Good Lord. Bye-bye, JJ. Bruce, where were you, man? You guys just get rid of him. You can say bad things about me. Bye-bye. I didn't censor anybody. What a bunch of lies. I love it. That's the other bad thing about social media. They love to assassinate your character. Suddenly, I'm a terrible guy. I'm a terrible human being. I'm a fake. I'm this. I'm that. Go ahead. That's what you do. You're a character assassination guy. Now, I go back to the guy that first, what was his name? The guy that first said he wanted to trade Damien. Did I not come back to say it wasn't personal? It doesn't mean he's a bad guy. I just used that comment as an example. So I'm doing the opposite of Twitter. I'm telling you not to hate on this guy who made this comment that was bad on Damien Lee. And then this guy JJ out of nowhere comes onto this channel to spread lies. Oh, I'm this terrible guy. I'm a disgrace to Warriors fans. Lies, lies, lies. That's what you do on social media. You lie and you make out people to be worse than they are. For what reason? Because you were outraged and you came to the app with negative energy and outrage, and you wanted to dump it on somebody, and you dumped it on me because you thought you could bully me. I look like a wimp that can be bullied, whatever the case may be. I'm 4 eyes, whatever the case may be. Whatever. I think Big Lou gets the exemption on the all caps. So he just gets the exemption. It's all good. Part of his character. Just like, when we try to explain Steph Curry throws the ball away, Draymond Green, lead pass, way too risky, turnover, dunk the other way. It's part of your character. It's that little wart is actually what makes you, that's part of the good part of you. You're not going to get the haymakers from Steph without the careless sling passes. You're not going to get the, best defender of all time stops on Jokic and down low in the Boston Celtics paint without Draymond throwing the ball away every now and then thinking he's Magic Johnson, which sometimes he actually seems like Magic Johnson. So we accept all of that. And that's what's difficult to do on social media. Yeah, why do I respond to trolls? I don't know. I do. Sometimes I ignore them, sometimes I don't. I don't know that you can always ignore, and I don't know, I'm one of those guys that it doesn't sound manly at all. I'm one of those guys that respects feelings. Like, I hate it when somebody goes to social media to tear a guy down, because part of it is that that's a human being. That's a person that has feelings, and you are destroying his confidence. But you know who else does that? Steve Kerr. Steve does a good job of understanding that one of his players could get hurt feelings from not having enough minutes. So he's going to go talk to him. He's going to try and gently let that happen. Gently mess up that guy's ego. So sometimes I got to respond. I just do. Like, I don't know. I got to be me. But Jonathan Simmons, blast from the past. Yeah, where is he? No idea. So we were talking about TJ Warren, Dante DiVincenzo, Timothy Luwawu Cabarro. Man, why are all of these names so difficult? Other than TJ Warren, that's easy. Derek Jones Jr. Is it TJ Warren? Everybody has 3 initials for some reason. We're looking at TLC, DJJ, DDV, TJW. We're looking at all those guys. Jose Alvarado. Yeah, Jose Alvarado and somebody else was saying Santos. I don't know, man. It's just like, I understand that there's a certain love for these fringe guys, but at the same time, we know what happens to fringe guys. They get fringed. We don't hear from them. So yeah, Vitor has a bias for Santos because he's Brazilian. They're both Brazilian, I think. No, Vitor's from Argentina, but close enough. South American. Yeah. I mean, you root for the guys, but you understand if they get cut or they don't make the roster or they got to go back to Brazil or play wherever. Nico Mannion goes to Italy. It's not that we don't like Nico or anything. It's just he didn't make the team, and we kind of understand why he didn't make the team. I know Nico got a qualifying offer, but that my assessment of that is that we needed to do that to retain his draft rights. And then secondly, we kind of knew he's going to go back to Italy. Go make $1 million a year in Italy. There's no problem with that. But just in case, if like we have a rash of injuries and suddenly we need we need to offer Nico something, that could be his ticket back to the NBA as you know um, a late February uh, signee, knock on wood, due to injuries. So that's why you gave Nico a qualifying offer. But other than that, probably not really thinking that Nico would take a two-way. Josh Okogie, thank you, Romario. Like, yeah, that name has come up. I think it's time to do the drawing before I forget. But you guys keep going. I'm amazed. I'm amazed. To me, 172 people. To a guy like Coach Nick, 172 people on a live stream. That's nothing. He does 5 times that on any given live stream. I went on one of them recently and it was like, dang, 700 people concurrence. Me, 163, 150. Man, I'm blessed. Like that's pretty cool. Like I remember some of you guys remember we only had like 10 people on back in the day. Justin and Jessup. Yeah, he's back. He's gonna be on the summer league team. He'll play tomorrow. We'll do a live stream tomorrow. Yeah, we need GP2. Well, it's time to move on. He's with Portland, got a really good deal there. We actually didn't talk about that. I think what we've discovered is just basically Lacob's limitations. He's like, okay, I can't be paying all this luxury taxes, and also GP is 29 years old and Moody's 19. So I'm gonna take my chances, go with Moody, the 19-year-old, even though GP next year is probably going to have a great year. But it's the year after that and the year after that, which we couldn't offer. So the blueprint for Bob Myers is these gigantic salaries up at the top, these gigantic salaries, and then veteran minimums and draft picks underneath that. And the only thing we're going to do other than a veteran minimum is to offer a guy who deserves it the taxpayer mid-level. We cannot do more than that. That's it. So probably drew this line in the sand. That's it. That's all we can do. GP got more than that. He got well more than 50% more than the taxpayer mid-level. Congratulations. He's 29 as well. For a 29-year-old to secure a bag like that with a player option on the 3rd year, that's all you can do is tip your hat. We got to let him go. Got to let him go. We can't do it on our salary cap table, apparently. I thought Chase was a golden goose and we could do it. I was wrong. We can't do it, apparently. And we needed the information of GP and Otto and Looney and Belly. We kind of needed that information to go, okay, Chase maybe isn't a golden goose. Either Chase isn't a golden goose or Joe just doesn't want to go there and he wants to be the greedy miser and the greedy capitalist and make tons of money still and just, on the whole, we lost the 7th or 8th or 9th guy on our roster. So most teams don't pay their 7th or 8th or 9th guy $9 million a year. Most teams don't do that. So for us not to do that, that's okay with me, actually. I'm not mad that, Chase Center, has 2 concerts per week. So that's at least $200 million a year, which is an argument I made. No, I'm not mad at that. Keep your profit. Okay, that's fine. Not having GP, I get it from a basketball standpoint because you have a depth chart and you're definitely expecting Moody and JK to move up that depth chart. Plus, they're only 19, 20 years old. Compared to GP at 29, I get it. I get it. And the player option and the 3 years, that's something we just cannot do. We can't do these multi-year type things. We need reclamation projects like Auto and GP. Let me just say right here. I didn't get a chance to say this. 153 mark GP2 talk. When I look at the GP2 deal, he went to Portland, and you tip your hat. What it should make you guys feel. I want to introduce this to you guys. And again, I'm not here demanding positivity. I'm not here demanding. I'm just trying to look at life in a different way and spread that to you guys. GP2 getting the deal that he got makes me appreciate how awesome this championship roster was. Because it's not every day that you can have a GP2. Not only that, he came back from a broken elbow. We had a guy worth $9 million playing for us off the bench. We had a guy worth $9 million that we almost cut in the beginning, right? And then he had a great game against the Lakers. Like, that makes me appreciate. That makes me look at it in terms of, man, Bob Myers, that's an all-time job right there. What you did this year, Bob Myers, that doesn't happen a lot. In fact, that may be the last time it happens. We got Belly to play practically, he played better than his contract. Otto Porter, yeah, I think the foot is an issue out there in the marketplace. You're going to have to rest him. He can't play back-to-backs. And yet, Toronto still gave him a multi-year contract. We got Otto to play. In my mind, Otto played like he was better than Thaddeus Young, but on paper, without injury. So when Otto was healthy, he played like a $10, $11 million guy. Even, as I said, Damien played better than his contract, better than a 15th man should play. We're not going to get this again. You're not going to be able to hit on all those guys, especially a GP2 that played like a $9 million man for the veterans minimum that we almost didn't give. Man, after a flash of what he could do against LA. I mean, he was injured up until that point, and against the Lakers, it was suddenly like, oh my God, he's a power forward. Light bulb. Well, that's not going to happen again. At least everybody knows. They know what's coming from Portland. He's in Portland. People know what's coming from Portland. They know what GP2 can do. We had the surprise factor on our side. So that makes me so appreciative. That may be, GP2 may be really the story among other stories, but that's the one that just sort of is the diamond in the rough story. Of course, you have Steph playing like, I've said this before. I'd rather, if I was forced to only watch one guy's playoff highlights, and that's it. I was sent to prison and sent to Russia. Man, Brittany Griner, I hope you get out of there. But I was sent to Russia, and I could only watch one guy's highlights. I'm picking Steph Curry because this year it was Jordan-esque. Any other time of my life, I would have said, are you crazy? Michael Jordan easily. Even take the documentary. But we're going to have a documentary on Steph one day. So even with Steph, I almost feel like that Jordan Poole, not GP. I was thinking JP. See, I got long COVID for sure. But GP is like the diamond in the rough story. We got a $9 million guy to play for us. Oh, Venom, I kind of see where you're coming from. If you go look at my original draft video of James Wiseman, if you go look at James Wiseman go 94 feet and one at the end of it, but the ref didn't call the and one. He definitely got fouled. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like baby Giannis. And you saw that he did that against Brooklyn, first game of the year, I think it was. So yeah, I like Wiseman. I don't know that I'd say KD. That's ooh, it's crazy to say KD and Wiseman in the same sentence, but I do love Wiseman. Okay, what else we got? Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's the NBA. That's the NBA. It moves fast and it's a business. And we just couldn't pay him that much. We just couldn't pay him that much. Not to go back in time on that, but man, we still got a lot of people on. But I want to do the drawing for the people that were on earlier. So time to do the drawing, and this is how we do it. Very arcane way of doing it. So at the end of July, one of my to-dos, do the drawing better. Because what we do is we try and find a positive comment. And I'm gonna pick a winner that hasn't won before. Oh, let's see. I will just keep going, even though you can see Lou's comments on here that are capitalized. So we are doing the drawing right now. Let's try to find another one that has just positive vibes. Oh, someone wanted Kai Soto. That's definitely a guy from the Philippines, a little bias there. I don't know that Kai has the athleticism to hang in the NBA, right? But that doesn't mean Kai wouldn't dominate our local rec league, dream league, or our Kai's probably the best college player comparatively in the Bay Area. That's not to throw Kai under the bus. It's just I don't know. I just haven't seen anything um, about Kai that makes me think NBA player. Whoa, geez. Whoa, geez. One more. Oh, someone said that doesn't eliminate the need to compare sometimes. Sometimes. I just think that if you come in the room, just please be mindful of not throwing somebody else under the bus. So whatever we were talking about, whoever this was from, let's find a place where we end up never throwing a guy under the bus because you can go do that. Go do that on Twitter. Go do that on Reddit. Go do that. I just want a place where we can just appreciate life and appreciate people all the time. It's a tough ask, I know, and it's idealistic. And to some of the negative people, I look stupid for saying that, but that's what I want. And that's what I see the momentum, the pendulum is swinging towards that way. Okay. And everybody always takes it so personal, like, geez, I'm not throwing anyone under the bus. Uh, sorry. But if I'm trying to get rid of that mentality, you will probably be a victim of that. Sorry. Okay. You know, I don't mean to throw you under the bus, but that's what happens when I think you're throwing somebody under the bus. That's just going to happen. So I'd rather be a don't throw people under the bus fun police guy and be the bad cop than have that kind of go off on a tangent in our community because you can do that already on Twitter. So anyways, just some things I'm seeing. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we 2 million for D Lee and Bielitsa spelled wrong. Let's see. Man, it's tough. It's tough because we don't have a game here where you're rooting for people. It's just NBA free agency. But I think I found a winner if I can just. Oh, thank you, Joaquin. I see your email if you're still on. Good. It's okay to email me. Where's my list of winners? Trying to find out if this guy's already won before I jump on too much. All right, well, I'll just pick a winner. You guys are not going to be impressed because it's not a super positive thing, but I'm going with is probably James Nguyen. Time to roll with the mid-20s players. Just going with that as our super positive comment of the day. Oh, actually, it was CKN Salad. You're the winner. It's kind of cool. I've never heard of CKN Salad. First time on here. Winner. CKN Chicken Salad. Can you please email me at rich@letsgowarriors.com and include the word giveaway, which incredibly Lou automatically knew to do that in your correspondence. Thank you, Chicken Salad. What else are we talking about? Because I've been on for 2 hours. Just to remember the reason why I came on. Jonathan Kuminga's game got canceled because Kenya had trouble getting to the game. Ah, man. I wanted to see basketball today. Winner, chicken salad dinner. Congrats, chicken salad. And if chicken salad doesn't respond right now, we will get chicken salad eventually, as we did Lou today. Okay. Yeah, it's tough to focus on trolls. I'm going to try and stop it. Bob Myers. We're doing the Bob and Joe sat down and they go, well, we're really putting our marbles in with Moody and Kuminga, aren't we? Yes, we are. Okay. Whatever. Let's do it. That's not a bad, horse to put in the race. Couple horses to put in the race, Moody and Kuminga. Okay, we lost this guy, we lost that guy. Oh man, that means Moody and Kuminga. We're really relying on them. Cool. I'm all for it. Let's do this. Yeah, Pacino. I trust him too. I trust him. Thank you, Vitor. Oh yeah, remember Avery Bradley? Oh yeah. That was man, we were all going Avery Bradley, and suddenly it was GP2, and now he gets 9 million. What a story! Just an incredible story. What if Jessup looks like he's ready? Yeah, I know. What if? Good problem to have. Let's get there first. If Jessup is playing like a poor man's Clay, especially with the defense, if Jessup is playing like a poor man's Clay, then we got to sort it out later. But that's a good problem to have. Thank you, Steven. Oh man, you guys really lift me up. You lift me up. I appreciate the lift up. I'm sorry for missing a ton of comments today. I never seem to get tired. I know, man. But the key is rest. So I knew today when I woke up, I was like, oh man, I got to go on live because Kuminga's playing. I would be way, way more tired if Kuminga was playing and I was yelling at the screen and rooting for him and rooting with you guys. But I knew I was coming on, and so I was going to do this, do that. I said, you know what? Just lie down for a little bit more. You got to get that rest because your energy is going to be sapped after that Kuminga game. Didn't happen, but here I am. Credit to you guys. Talk about free agency, talk about anything. We just talk. And just ban the trolls. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's like, can I maybe change their mind a tiny bit? Can I maybe do that? Maybe I'm too idealistic. All in on Moody and Kuminga. Summer League tomorrow. Man, I'm going to be tired tomorrow. Whew. And yes, I have video of Draymond behind the scenes, spending the day in New York, then going to the Hamptons. That needs to go on our channel. Yes, I have leftover parade footage, man. Barbosa recorded some really funny footage from the airplane ride back before the parade. I should be doing some work. I should be doing that. But then sometimes I go, rest up. You did a good job last month in terms of like a lot of views. Smell the roses a little bit, get some rest. Man, tomorrow we got both Kuminga and Summer League. According to my calendar, we have sheesh, man, we have one of you guys can probably jump on this before my slow calendar gets up. Yeah. 1:30 Democratic Republic of Congo, Jonathan Kuminga. They play Senegal. 2-hour game, you figure, 3:30. We're right back at it at 4:30. I might be on the whole time, switching between California Classic and that, man. I hope I have a feed for California Classic. I'm obviously going to be here with you guys instead of being at Chase. I don't mind that at all. There's some advantages for being here with you guys and analyzing the game from a TV perspective. And I'll try to get the feed. I won't, replay it on here because I learned my lesson on that. But I might try to do it on Twitch. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm pretty sure most people can watch it somewhere. ESPN or something. I'll look it up. If anybody knows off the top of their head, let us know. Okay, so our summer league team is stacked. However, no Baldwin because he has an injured ankle. No Rollins, he has a broken pinky toe or fifth metatarsal, whatever that means. No Wiseman until the end of Vegas because we're kind of ramping him up with the physical contact during scrimmages. So yeah, we're stacked, but we're not gonna feel the stacked team tomorrow. I think Moody's playing probably, but it's Moody, Jessup. Is Quinndary even playing? I don't even know if Quindary's playing. I forget what the roster is. It's up there on someone's got it. Warriors.com probably. All right, I'll do my journalistic duty and let's go look up Warriors.com. Summer League team. Where are we going to find this? Oh, Warriors summer roster. Cool. Okay. Oh, Udai Baba from Tokyo. Is he an Asian player? That'd be cool. Jacob Gilliard. He's only 5'9", though. It's crazy how small that is. You guys seeing this? Yeah. Caleb Ledoux had a pretty good G League year, I guess. Salam Mawugbe played G League 2 straight years. Don't know about these guys. This is Moody's teammate from Arkansas. Lester Quinones is probably, as good as Chioza, type of guard. I mean, we're giving up a two-way as a third or fourth string backup to the point, I believe, with this spot. Playmaker type, I think. Ryan Rollins is hurt. Oh, Santos. Guy Santos. Is that how you pronounce it? Oh, Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon's there. So, yeah. Weatherspoon's been playing well. And so, yeah, we're pretty stacked. But then we're missing the truly, truly stacked parts of it, like Baldwin and Wiseman and Kuminga and Baldwin. Oh, I said Baldwin already. Rollins, I mean. And That's it, I think. That's not Kuminga's not there, of course. Yeah. Yeah, you can tell some things with their interviews, but the other thing is that all these guys coming through AAU, they're getting better and better at these interviews. So it's no surprise to me that Moody is so smooth on the microphone and stuff. He's been doing it since AAU because there's a whole cult following with AAU. These guys, they get verified instantly on Instagram. Like it's a whole culture. And they get training on how to do that, on the job training and regular training on how to do media. So I want to say that Quinones, the way that he was in front of the podium, is a product of how they're brought up these days, and that he's in fact, got a solid brain on his shoulders. Chase Center food, I don't know, but I have tasted some of it. I don't really know because I don't eat red meat, and there's a lot of good red meat type of restaurants in Chase. And the ones that aren't red meat are good because I tried those. So there you go. But you just look at the presentation of the Chase Center food is top notch, let alone the taste and the satisfaction of that food. I'm sure someone has a video of it on YouTube. You can go check that out. Yeah. So mentioned that already. Salam Mawugbe, the center, Caleb Ledoux, solid. Quindary Weatherspoon, more than solid. So we have what? 1, 2, 3 guys from Santa Cruz that are already on the squad. Okay, Carmelo Anthony, my problem is, okay, just look at the finals. Our 6 games with Boston, what did we do so well? Number 1, we played championship level defense so well. We stopped an offense that had Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown in it 3 times in a row consistently in games 4, 5, and 6. That's number 1. Number 2, execute the offense that has Steph Curry in it. So can you coexist with Steph or the second unit? Probably more the second unit, but then Steph is going to make an appearance in the second unit. Third, can you execute game plan? Carmelo can definitely execute game plan. He was executing game plan for Team USA. He was executing game plan for Portland in the bubble. Can he coexist with Steph? Yeah, maybe, probably. Oh, number 4. I forgot number 4. Pace and space. It's a new era. So that kind of gets into defense. Can he guard the other bench wing? I mean, he might get switched on to Tatum, second unit, first unit. He might have to guard I don't know, Jeremy Grant. Might have to guard Kawhi Leonard. Might have to guard who's a good wing that's off the bench. He might have to guard Chris Boucher. Can he actually guard Chris Boucher in a pace and space in transition? So those are the things I'm worried about with Carmelo and his age. I'd almost rather just go with a young wing or the TJ Warrens, the Timothy Luwawu Cabarros, a safer bet there, because I think we can get guys open threes regardless. Yes, Carmelo can hit an open 3, but that's kind of our job, our second unit and first unit, to get guys open threes. So Jordan Poole is going to find you open anyways. Carmelo, his strength is more create and open threes, face up and just post up every now and then. Maybe that's better in the playoffs because the game slows down. I just don't know about the fit. I don't know about the fit, even with the rest of the NBA. Pace and space wise, can Carmelo still hang with the young guys transitioning back and forth? That's what I'm worried about. Same thing with Trevor Ariza, although I wouldn't use those words because it's very, tarnishing his name-ish. I choose not to use words like that. Ariza and Carmelo, yeah, probably the game has passed them by. That's again, that's not throwing them under the bus. It's really just they were great players. Ariza and Carmelo were great players in a slightly different era that was definitely slower than it is today. Today's game is just so fast. That's why Steve harps on boxing out. That's why closing out the corner three, just like Draymond does so well and is the blueprint of, is literally an attribute, a checkbox that you got to check off if you want to be a warrior. You just got to be able to close out like Draymond is going to teach you how to close out. You got to be willing to do that. You got to be willing to get back on defense and box out. And it's so hard to get back on defense against Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, right? You got to find players that can do that, that want to do that, because it's a grueling series. I think a guy like TJ Warren can do that, stuff like that. So I think that is the lens by which you should measure or look at some of these free agent possibilities. I mean, to a degree, that includes Boogie Cousins, but I think Boogie did a great job with Denver and kind of proved himself that he could belong on a playoff court. But if we're to the point where we're not, we signed Looney, so I don't think we want to get another center. But if we had to, and we had to evaluate Boogie, you got to really start envisioning the stopping Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and then us going on transition, right? You gotta picture Boogie in that environment. It's a different picture than, quite frankly, anybody on Twitter will give you. Anybody on Reddit will give you. It's also, they don't measure guys by that anymore. It's too bad. You really have to look at a game 4, 5, 6, all the games 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 against Boston. Put your free agent target in that environment. That is how you intelligently evaluate these free agents. And a lot of that really goes back to our culture of defense, executing the game plan on defense, learning how to be a good defender by using Draymond as kind of the blueprint for everything. And if you're not the perfect, defender like Gary Payton and Draymond, Gary Payton's a blueprint. Otto Porter's a blueprint. He played pretty good. Clay, he's a blueprint for Jordan Poole to play physical defense where you move your feet and you give physicality and you're strong in the post. Can your free agent target come into that culture and morph himself into that? I would say that's the number one thing. Defense, all of those attributes I just gave you, let alone the offense, let alone, man, you got to be better than Bazemore hitting that corner three, not to throw Bazemore under the bus, but that's why I don't think we would go after Bazemore. Is just the corner three consistently 37% or better, like Gary Payton did. That's the only offensive kind of concern. Mainly it's the defense and the championship DNA of defense in those games where you saw game 4, 5, and 6. And we're lucky that we went through that just now and we can use that as kind of, you know, the holodeck. If you're a Star Trek fan, that's our holodeck. Thanks, Vitor. So that's it, guys. Vitor's leaving. I think I'm going to leave too because I should probably go do some work. I should go probably get that video of Draymond in New York back behind the scenes with Trevor Noah and with JJ Redick and with Good Morning America people, even though I don't really have a whole lot of footage on that. He's in the Hamptons, smoked a cigar. I have the whole plane trip back where they were singing Brazilian songs. Hopefully you got that, Vitor. Maybe you saw that or not, from Leandro Barbosa. I got to do some work because tomorrow's a busy day. Who do you think the Warriors get? Yeah, so we've been talking about names like TJ Warren, Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot, maybe Dante DiVincenzo, whatever his name's pronounced. But then we might not have thought of everybody. We got to replace Belly. Oh, so that's why you're going. But my fault. I forgot about Belly. My fault. I forgot about Belly. Man, we got to figure that one out. Jeez. Yeah, maybe we do want Boogie. Quindary is pretty cool. Quindary's pretty cool, yeah. I can't wait to see him tomorrow. Like, I think he's the number one concern. Tomorrow, he's the number one player to watch. Quindary. Number 2 player to watch, Justinian Jessup. Number 3 player to watch, Moody. We know what Moody can do. It's exciting to see him play, but we're not going to learn too much from Moody, right? Tomorrow. But we're going to learn a lot about Quindary and Jessup. So look forward to tomorrow. But before that, 1:30, Kuminga versus Senegal. Thanks, everybody. I'm sorry if I missed your comment, and we will get back to the giveaway winner, who was, oh my gosh, I forgot who was, oh yeah, chicken salad. Chicken salad won. So see you guys later. See you tomorrow. Thanks. See you tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. PDT for Kuminga's game. Yeah, chicken salad won. Thanks, Bruce. Okay, just us 1, 2, 3.